another, and yet another. Hardly any difference from the so many across the length and breadth of this country. But here perhaps sat a farmer's son from distant Polonnaruwa, and here that of the judge of the Supreme Court. And all over here sat sons of the land, from all ethnicities, social strata, race and religion, from across the length and breadth of this country, to get coached, tutored, honed and molded into not just being the brightest amongst the academic stars, but into being wholesome men of character and caliber, who would then rise to reign supreme in their chosen field. Pillar after pillar of looming luminaries, inimitably royal, them all. Numbers astound and outstanding. The pillars of strength to all of them have always been erudite teachers at the college. This is the remarkable story of one such teacher who daringly ventured with the young ones in her charge beyond the confines of a classroom, in every sense of the word, to ingrain in them the essence of our very existence. Mrs.Chandrani Lakshmi Attygalle, or Madam Attygalle to all the students at Royal College, Colombo, was in her buxom 20s when she joined college in 1984. As an English teacher to the 6th graders, that very posting did not come automatic. In fact, it came about from her very persona that reflected the fibre that she is made of. And the one to first spot, it was none other than Viji Veerasinghe, that quaint Gondoyan of Royal College, who quietly intoned, "I am sure she can," stifling the doubts, if any, in others. More significantly, the gentle encouragement from a wizened educationist, whose heart pulsed with royal blood, ignited in her an unfailing sense of duty and an iron will to perform. What a performance it has been! 3 decades, nay, precision counts here, 31 innovatively industrious years, serving under the guiding hand of such stalwarts as Mr. Fernando, Mr. Suryarachi, Mr. Kumarasinghe and Mr. Gomez, during which she not only molded the young ones in her charge into wholesome individuals, and the incumbent principal at Royal College, Mr. Upali Gunasekara, had this to say of her.
During my long years of service in the state sector, I have worked with many officials. Out of all these officials, Mrs. Lakshmi Attygalle is different. She must have been a teacher for more than 10,000 students. I am very privileged to say that I was also a student of her. She guided me, she taught me in various occasions. Her initiative in various activities is far more superior than many teachers and many officers. She is an asset to the education system in Sri Lanka, and I am sure even in the future she would do her best for the betterment of education system in our mother Lanka.
That she accomplished not within the classroom, but outside of it.
Extracurricular and co-curricular activities bring a dynamic element to the area of study, because the world needs men and women with many other skills other than the academic credentials. So now we have two options: either quell the new trend or assist the transition. What is the best option? That is to move on with the trends of the world or in the global perspective. My selection for this area is to develop the students through extra and co-curricular activities, which cannot be done otherwise in classroom with rote learning, as we call it. Thereby, when the children get involved with extra and co-curricular activities, they learn to be better leaders, time managers. They learn what it is to integrate with peers. Then at the same time, respect for leadership and facing challenges in future. Finally, they learn not only that, to sift, sort and select. It is unprecedented, the skills and confidence they gain through extracurricular and co-curricular activities.
Reforming words indeed, the change was felt in countless lives.
So if memory serves me well, I think we were the very first batch that Mrs. Attygalle taught back in 1984. We were in grade 6. And she was like a breath of fresh air.
She is a very strict disciplinarian. That doesn't mean she never allows young children to enjoy and have fun. She not only a good educator, she is a psychologist as well. She knows how to get the best from a child. While maintaining strict discipline, she would always psychologically enhance the quality of a child. And that is the secret that she always has shown.
Madam Attygalle was a petite teacher walking into this classroom of young boys, but very quickly, because of her passion that came through with the subject, she was able to command the attention of the class. And beyond that, what really inspired me was that she took a personal interest in ensuring that you understood the subject, that you developed your own passion for it. And that's something that has stood us, I think, me personally, throughout my life. And we were then involved a lot in debating, in drama, in theatre, Shakespeare, drama competition, all of those things. And she always was somebody we would go to with the ups and downs and challenges of trying to put out a production or trying to come up with the right debate topic. And it was really great to have somebody like that was beyond a teacher, then almost a mentor.
What an amazing influence Madam Attygalle had been in my life.
Energy she has towards the children is actually something that motivates the children so much, because whatever she learns, whatever networks she make, whatever connections she make, her personally, I would know that the benefit of that she would always direct it to the children.
I watched Lakshmi's career grow until she became the Vice Principal of Royal College Primary. And I have enormous admiration for Lakshmi for a variety of reasons.
She projected the image that she was very, very interested in the things that we were doing, which was in and of itself a great encouragement to us and a great encouragement for us to improve in what we were doing.
Madam Attygalle is a teacher who could find these hidden talents in her students.
Something special about Madam Attygalle was that she always gave us the chance to make decisions and the responsibility, and whenever we made a mistake, she would always back us up. And through that, she would teach us the mistake as well. So because of this process, I think we ended up learning about college a lot, as well as about how to make decisions in life.
Unlike most teachers, she put her trust in the students, which is something that's hard to come by these days. She did her job and put the trust in the students to make the right decision, to do the right thing and to carry on with our duties as well, which is part of our learning process, which is how we learn so much at this stage.
To be honest, I'm one of those countless number of students who was given an opportunity by Madam Attygalle to excel in our area of interest, and I was really interested in comparing. So me, along with a few colleagues of mine from my batch, were given the opportunity to compare in this very stage in front of a full house when we were in grade 4. That was when we were 9 years old.
What I learned most from Mrs. Attygalle was about life. She made sure that her lessons, her classes were not just about a subject, but a session where we learned about life. We learned about the hardships of life, the positives of life, about love and life. And I still remember what she used to teach us, where she said, Thalindu, just like in William Shakespeare's stories, at the end, in life, the good beget good and the bad beget bad.
When she first took over as deputy principal, the primary sports meet wasn't such a huge event as what we see today. In fact, over her time, she introduced a proper house system to the primary sports meet, and today one of the most beautiful things that we see in the primary sports meet is that every single one of those students who study in the primary get involved in it in some way or the other. Either you get involved in a sport or else in the march past or even in the drill display. And this is something that is an opportunity for these students to develop things you could never get into you, that you could never inculcate within you inside the classroom.
She will be surely missed, and her dedication to the arts was, I think, one of the least things that she gave to our college. But for the few of us who were there and who worked with her, I think this was the most important thing that Madam Attygalle has been able to give us in college life.
Here, students are raised to happily engage in experiencing life beyond the classroom. A project that she began when computer literacy was alien to society. Leave alone schools. These ones, little as they are coached into project activities through International Education and Resource Network, IRN. Its online operations cover over 30,000 schools in 140 countries, and over 2 million teachers and students engage each day on collaborative project work, homing in on answering one question: how will my project improve the quality of life on the planet? Often school curricula are too restrictive, with reams of red tape, stifling the very education that it strives to nurture. Unless such an education process is changed with the times, needless to say, only begets misfits. If not in the workplace, then surely in life. Cuddly toys. Think again. They have a mind of their own, you know, and can be as expressive as Hobbes is with Calvin. Teddy Bear Project is all about eliciting this communicative power from the kids.
First we got teddy bears, then we put loyal uniforms on them and rugby uniforms. Then we put them on a box, then we put a token on them and put them to another country.
So we three were in grade 5 when this project started. We did debating at a very junior level, so we didn't know much about IRN. So Madam came, and then she came to each class and explained what this club does and the different projects. And when she spoke about the Teddy Bear Club, we kind of got interested because when you say grade 5 and you think like it's like a general small child.
Yeah, but initially we didn't know anything about.
Yeah, we didn't know anything. So then she came and explained to us that this is what happens, and then we got involved in it. Then so
it is basically as in sending a teddy bear out of the country.
Yeah.
Keeping connection with that country, so that's like, I guess, a good method of like keeping connection with other countries and stuff.
Yeah, so it's basically relationships between different countries, so you get to know their cultures, their traditions and everything. Yeah. So what basically happens is we send a teddy bear along with a diary to, let's say for example, England, and what they do is they receive the teddy bear, and in that diary they write where they went and what they saw and everything. It's like taking care of a small baby, so you go and take pictures and everything, and then they send that diary back to us along with one of their own teddy bears
which depict their culture.
Yeah. So once we get their teddy bear, what we do is we take them around our country and take pictures and everything, and then we send it back. So with that,
was the basic idea.
Yeah, that was the basic idea. Even though we're in grade 12, it's still a really interesting project to do, because it's not only sending teddy bears. I mean, once you keep connection, when you want to go to foreign universities to get information and everything, just call or send a Facebook message and just ask for the details and everything. So it's really
It's a really good initiative.
Yeah.
When I joined Royal College, I was not the most vociferous or the real forward or the one who will jump up at an opportunity to do a presentation. And that was, I still remember that day when Mrs. Attygalle told me, Tharindu, I want you to join the Iron Circle. The immediate question was, okay, what am I going to earn? And little did I know that this probably was the biggest wealth I was going to earn in my life. I earn International Education and Resource Network is not just a school club, but rather it's more like a junior version of all these big professional associations we see today, like Lions Club and Round Table, etc., where you have a club in the school where you meet up with your fellow classmates and schoolmates and you discuss ideas on peace, life, love. You exchange ideas, you write poems, you do presentations, dramas. But those activities are also linked with the other iron circles spread all over the world. So we sometimes find when we were having events in our school, they are joined by people from other schools from all over the world.
While ardently spearheading these numerous activities, which was very necessarily after hours, which meant foregoing countless personal obligations, Madam Attygalle continued her regular work with equal zest, without any let-up. The college, in return, time and again acknowledged her tireless efforts. Just as she joined, in 1984, English class teacher to grade 6. In 1986, became the literature and language coordinator for grades 6 to 8. In 1988, Secretary of School Development Society. In 1990, overall coordinator for grades 6 to 13. In 1998, teacher in charge for English drama, debating, iron and coordinator for Asia Pacific University. In 2000, deputy principal of the primary section. For any lesser mortal, that would have been a life well spent, rife with duties and arduous tasks. But that was not the lot of Mrs. Attygalle, whose love for children and the passion for teaching had room in her heart to take on more, to set sight on even higher goals, with a zeal to conquering them as well. In fact, her achievements and initiatives helped make Royal College upgrade its standards and stand in par with some of the best schools internationally. But where lay the fountain that Madam Attygalle so copiously drew inspiration from to innovate the way she did over these many years? As a Sinhala proverb would succinctly say, how may a seedling sprout portends the healthy growth of the tree to be? Telltale signs were there, all written in her formative years.
What I am today is partly due to my background, the home, the parents. My parents were government servants, but they were very brave. My mother was a very brave woman, I should say, and she believed in discipline a lot. Having come from Ratnapura itself, she put us into boarding school, little 2 kilometers away from home. And I was in the boarding school of Ratnapura Ferguson High School, and that time educated by the missionaries who left without going back to their countries. Then having joined Mahamaya College, Kandy, it was based on the Buddhist culture, Sinhala Buddhist culture, purely the Buddhist school. And I'm thankful that I'm a beneficiary of both traditions. I can easily relate to Bible or Dhammapada equally.
In case you were wondering, this is a German class. Yet another innovative and a bold venture of Madame Attygalle in her eternal quest for fruitful avenues of education.
Mein Name ist Siddharth Samarasinghe und ich bin in der 12. Klasse. That means my name is Siddharth Samarasinghe and I'm in grade 12. And I did O-levels for my, I did German for my O-levels. And right now German is offered at both local O-levels and A-levels in school. And all of this started back in 2008 when Mrs. Attygalle got a few of us together and started the German language program at a small room in the Royal College Union Centre.
It is best that she surmised this groundbreaking scenario at Royal College.
The introduction of German language to Royal College is not only a groundbreaking scenario, I should say it's a wall-breaking scenario, because Royal College for the first time inserted an emblem on the college wall which was not to be done unless otherwise it's extremely important according to traditions, rules and regulations. However, in 2008, a group of German dignitaries, including a representative from the German federal government, met me in the principal's office. So then I had the opportunity of discussing how to enrich the multilingual landscape of Royal College with their assistance. I really didn't know that there had been 1,000 schools network funded by German federal government under PASH. PASH means Partners in Future. This project is one of my most cherished landmarks in my career. Because of the challenges I had to meet and how we overcame all the challenges, and finally the outcome is very, very rewarding. So I was thinking how to introduce German language when German was not taught in any of the classes 6 upwards, where foreign language learning was a facility, because at that time Chinese and Japanese were taught but not German. And when it came to the primary section, it was worse, because according to national curricula, we are not supposed to teach even English language, the linked language, until the students reach grade 3 level. So you can imagine introducing a third language, which was impossible. But I thought, as a student of linguistics some time back, I knew the importance and also the capability of the students or the youngsters of grasping a new language. Before the age of 5, they are capable of learning even 5 languages simultaneously. So I didn't want to give up. Then I told them, let me make a proposal to you. So I made a proposal that this can be introduced as an evening activity or co-curricular activity.
I welcome you to the Under 13 debate. Today the topic on hand is Facebook should be banned. On my right hand side is the proposition and on my left hand side is the opposition.
One of the biggest disadvantages of Facebook is addiction, which causes many problems. Nowadays, children miss out on childhood activities like riding cycle with their friends or playing cricket with their friends.
Our mission today is to oppose the topic, Facebook should be banned. And in order to achieve our objectives, my team and I...
The genius in these juniors is no stroke of luck or chance. It happens when talent in its raw form is picked up and crafted with mastery. Fittingly, the tribute to that mastery came from no less a person than the Attorney General of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Honorable Palitha Fernando PC himself.
This was the very hall in which I made my first speech. I was dressed in the same attire in which these young boys were dressed when I debated, but fortunately or unfortunately, we never had any junior debating during our time at Royal College. Unfortunately, Mrs. Attygalle was not there at that time. Before I go any further, Mrs. Attygalle, let me tell you, I endorse every word that young students said about you. My sons were also your students, and all of them hold you in very high esteem. My children were Mrs. Attygalle's students, and Mrs. Attygalle's only daughter was my student at the Sri Lanka Law College. And I must tell you, I know Randima's quality, how effective Randima's writing is, and I'm not surprised at all. I must congratulate all of you for the excellent arrangements that have been made in respect of this debate, and also about the choice of the topics. Now, after listening to the first topic, I'm caught up with a dilemma. I do not know whether I should close down my Facebook account or not.
By the time I came to grade 4, Royal College offered me a variety of options in terms of extracurricular and co-curricular activities. But because a lot of my family is involved in lawyering and also was involved in debating during their school career, I decided to try out debating when I was in grade 4. So the way things happen at college is that when you're in a top position or in a board of a club, that in terms of getting permission for things, getting things organized, getting letters signed and all that, the student and the teacher in charge work in collaboration to do all that organizing and all of the administrative tasks like that. So I was the secretary of the Debaters Council for 1 year, and I was the chairman the next year. And throughout that period, I worked with Madam very closely because both those years we went on an international trip as the debating contingency of Royal College for ASTC, which is the Asian Schools Debating Championship.
We were actually fortunate enough to visit foreign countries and represent Royal College. I was fortunate enough to go to Japan and Taiwan through the Iron Club of Royal College, and a lot of students from my batch were also fortunate enough to represent school in the international arena in an international debating competition as well. So this is all thanks to Madam Attygalle, and we are very grateful to her.
Madam Attygalle, during her tenure of office as the Deputy Principal of Royal Primary, it is no embellishment to say that she gave impetus to the debating council. The same with oratory.
Led him to have a nickname called Sringamalinga. He is well known for his swinging Yorkers, which are known to smash batsmen's toes off if they are not ready.
An English drama. At the much-awaited annual competition, they became the unbeatable champions against, shall we say, a tempestuous opposition. Behold the miracle, Jack and the Beanstalk, nay, Soy Beanstalk, a caste as young as this, and this, and this, and in numbers over 145. That is indeed stalking up to sheer heights. A college, a primary section with a student constituency that truly reflects the nation, all grooming up to be success stories in life, facing the munificent challenges that come with it, helped on by a spectrum of co-curricular activities. Why the variety? Madam Attygalle has an answer that is pitched perfectly.
Every child is a gifted child, but it's for us teachers to find out their inherent abilities. It is like resonating a tune in folk. But first we need to strike the right frequency. To us teachers, it's then a rapturous serenade of life, of course.